Hey everybody, welcome to the June 2026 State of the Market, Heart of the World Cup. Al, sporting a kit. I'm still sporting my hippie hat from music festivals, so here we are.
Just coming off what I'd finally consider a performance that I expected to see Spain have during this.
Yeah, they looked really good. They just looked so
They look.
solid.
It was like not even like it just never felt in doubt, not even close. It was just like, between all the posts and 3-0. And I mean, and I think some people will say that Lamine Yamal's really not had a great tournament. I mean, he was coming off an injury. We knew that. He didn't even play the first game, or he did the last, 10 minutes. He still looks great. And they're only getting better. So they're starting to hit their stride. But man, I'm telling you, like, France looks scary.
Oh,
Argentina
I think they're
well oiled, but France right now just looks like every single touch is just like world class.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're saying like the midfield's the weak point, like that's it's the weak point, but it's like the strength for if those
every other team, yeah.
Correct. So it's like that's the weak point because it's relative to the rest of the guys on the pitch. So it's crazy. And they look good. They're clicking, and they looks like they have the right mindset because there was those years where you saw France and you're like, yeah, something's not right here,
which is what it feels like when you watch Belgium. They don't feel like they're clicking at all. They look weird. England looks clunky. I'm actually really scared for England going to the Azteca. I mean, that's no joke. Hey Holt, no joke place to play.
I know. I'm actually very excited for that. So it
should be fun.
Yeah, like I'm excited for actually. Tomorrow the games are kind of meh to me overall, relative to like some of them that we've seen, but like I'm sure they'll still be competitive and good. But the final 16 matchups already look pretty intriguing to me.
Yeah, should be fun. So, and we're doing today the state of the market, right?
Yes, state of the market. We're gonna dig in. Probably have to. There's so many auctions and so many things that we're probably gonna skip things that we would normally cover just because there is another match in 70 minutes and we're gonna watch it. So
we expire. We're turning into pumpkins one way or another.
That's right. So
because this game should be good. Croatia, Portugal should be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. All right, so why don't we just hop in? We'll start with the Golden Elite auctions that have happened since our last show, which was, I believe, June 4th. So there was a June Vintage Elite auction that had a few things. It wasn't anything really, there wasn't a ton. It was just these autographed Di Stefano and Matthew cards that sold. Kind of a weird auction because it's like the June Vintage Elite auction, and to have these particular items was kind of odd to me. But not much to talk about. But
there's not many on-card autos of any of these guys. So if you like this thing and you like these players, obviously there's not many options out there, so picking them up kind of makes sense, but certainly an odd placement, an odd participation, and it is what it is though.
Yep. So let's move on to the 2026 Golden 100. There were 6 items in this one. We had that Gold Power 2018 Prism of Messi that went for $220K. The auto from Optic, 125K. Then these Pam Pams, which the dating's kind of wonky. It's supposed to be, we think it's supposed to be 1960, but this one sold for 61,000,
and it has the circa 1958 to 60 on it now. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Then a few more superfractors and that's it. So
including the Messi, like look at the Messi Miami one. So this is where you start to say this kind of makes a lot more sense to me. 10x for a World Cup Argentina Prism, like on a relative, the numbers are crazy, right? versus a Miami one for 20 grand. Okay, that feels at least 10x. I'd probably even say more, but that at least starts to feel right. If you would go back a few months and watch some of these shows, you see some Miami ones at like 50, 60, 70, 80. Just felt completely wrong.
Yeah, and the percentage relative to the other ones, and take into account this is for the Club World Cup, where this is the World Cup, and there's a few of those things, and definitely it feels more. Thanks. I have the Post Music Fest glow. That's just the lighting. I had to turn on the the warm light so that you guys weren't afraid of my clear skin. But anyway, all right, let's get on to the next, the big one really for us, and that's the global football auction. And I think this is the last golden elite auction that we'll be going over.
Some big cards here.
So the big one, of course, and this is a conversation we've had in the past about the Alifa. Is it still king? PSA 9. Just sold for $1 million, so gotta feel pretty good about that.
I think when we talked a couple months ago that if it held $1 million, we'd feel really good for the vintage side of the hobby.
Yeah.
And I think that this basically got there. I would have, based on the view that I had a couple months ago, I was taking the significant under on that on the $1 million, but in the end, it delivered to me. And this, I think the only thing that's held back lower grade ones going is the proliferation of sales of them.
Yep.
With all the ones on eBay and whatnot. Because if not, I think this would have had a little bit more of an impact. But instead, the market had to absorb close to 40 different low grade Alifas over the last 2 months.
Yeah. So good result. Then we have the Superfractor, Haaland, Lamine Yamal, bunch of big ones for the top players. Here's the Messi possible photo matched cleats for $200,000. Bigger huevos than me.
Yep.
And bigger bankroll. Let's see. PSA 6 Aquarela.
Was a huge one to me. This price was just huge.
Yeah, there's the centering's not even great. There's some wonkiness. Like there's some things you can really nitpick with that. And I mean, especially with some other ones that are going to sell for less than that.
I mean, we've seen 4s and 5s. I mean, we look at them all the time. 4s and 5s that have brighter colors, better centering than this for, $5,000.
Yeah, fractions of this. Yeah.
$10,000.
All right. What else catch our eye? Here's the PSA 7 out of 7 Ronaldo for $77,000.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. PSA 9 Bis for $75,000.
What was that, Holland? Was that orange or was
orange?
Yeah, orange. 73. Wow, I didn't even see that one. Wow.
Just randomly because the World Cup's going on. I feel like Haaland has really done well, as a player and person.
A persona.
Yes, and people being drawn to him. He's doing the right job marketing himself at this World Cup, I guess, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I saw something about with him in this Kiss My Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
We went to some cowboy store in Dallas, and he's wearing a Kiss My Dallas shirt. And yeah, I mean, I noticed because my daughter, who doesn't to watch a lot of soccer, it was now where can I get a Norway jersey, and where can suddenly interested in the person, he's promoting Chinese energy drinks and stuff that I didn't really know about.
Okay.
And he's goofy. He has a Snapchat and stuff like that. With none of this stuff I knew, but like even like it's definitely a crossover from like just a hardcore Premier League to the personality.
Yeah.
That and the fans, like the rowing and stuff like that, have kind of really had a really positive momentum for him, I think. And he scored 5 goals, which doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the PR teams for these guys are like, if you want to make tons of money, let's just endear yourselves to the Americans, and they're going to spend all the money on the products. So,
yeah. And it's working pretty clearly.
100%. I guess I should get this card to match my hat.
There you go.
No.
Now look at, this, I got it. So I bid on, go up a little bit, go up. So you see this 2022, it's a 2-pack, right? Which is also kind of weird. This includes both cards. They're both out of numbered to 2.
Okay.
And they're autoed from the 2022 World Cup, which is obviously an important World Cup for Messi, right? And so you get both the number 1 out of 2 and the number 2 out of 2. Weird kind of thing here. I didn't bid anywhere close to where this ended up, but I'm like, that would be kind of cool owning both of the 1 out of 2, which is like more rare than the gold power of Ronaldo next to you, which is out of 5, but there's 2 of these, and it's the more important World Cup, and Messi's done something in the World Cup where Ronaldo hasn't. So I could still make a case that that was a good deal, even though I wasn't going to spend, $30,000 each for 2 cards
per. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could see that argument totally. And, it's hard to explain it otherwise, right? I mean, just aside from these gold powers seem to have some magic to them.
They have a power and aura to them for sure.
Yeah. Some would say a gold power.
There you go. I like that. Some would say.
Oh, so here's one of the probably not the same. Oh, this is the 1-1. Okay. And is this a different one?
Yeah, it's a different one.
Yeah, because it's got a different flip.
And there's yet another one at auction now too.
And it's a pop of 5.
Yeah. So 3 of them went. And go back up though. This gold. I know that you see this. It's a 7. Like that to me felt cheap in the world of gold prisms. Yeah. I mean, like
possibly because this is an insert versus
sure, but it's still a gold, and this you could make the case that this picture, even though none of them are great, is marginally better than the other one.
Oh, I agree.
You know, so but again, we've just spent the last 10 minutes looking at stuff at more than 50 grand soccer cards. Yeah. Like let that sink in too, right?
Right.
So in the relative world, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like a gold out of 50 Topps Chrome here, 46,000. Wow.
It's a whole new world.
The post playing career Maradona gold kaboom, 46,000.
Yeah. Here's a PSA 6 Alifa for 40.
There's another one of these gold power prisms, 37. Same 2014, same image as the one above.
Yeah.
So lower number, but higher, lower price as well, because the golds just carry so much weight.
A few signed Messi Bisses, going for over 30.
I kind of also felt like the Noir, if you go up to the 32,000 Messi, this also seemed like, again, on a relative basis, I think all of this is like, wow. But on a relative basis, 2016, one of the cool, sets that people like, high-end sets. This auto is pretty clean, Wow.
Yeah.
Gold Mbappe 2022.
Here's a PSA 5 Maradona for 30. That seems the most interesting to me, personally.
Yep. And a very good grade, too, right?
Yep. Here's a Pele gold kaboom for 30. A Neymar gold kaboom.
Like, what would you rather have? They're more or less the same price.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd probably prefer the Pele, but it's like post playing, they're going to make a ton of them. At least this is during Neymar's playing days. I've just never been a Neymar guy, so like.
Yeah, I mean, for me, neither. Right, it's the first answer, but then if I had to pick one, I'd pick Neymar just because he's playing.
And it's an earlier Kaboom. This is this year's, and yeah, so I get that. Yeah, I mean, we're like halfway through a page, and we're at 25,000.
I know, and there's another net finders. Oh, here's one from our
neck of the woods.
Yeah, from our neck of the woods. We probably people don't want us here to talk about this modern shit anyway. So what do you think of this PSA 5?
Yeah, the result's better than I expected, I guess, based on how it is relative to like some of like the one that you bought, and it's just it's much tighter cut. So it did surprise me a little bit at that
you
price.
Thought it would sell for lower?
I feel like based on what you paid for yours, I like yours.
But this is a higher grade too, right?
I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm not basing it off, like I'm basing it off of what I would prefer. So I would rather have the margins. I'd rather have a lower grade and be, it be the eye appeal that I prefer. And,
yeah, me too. Me too, by the way. But I think this was very solid. I like you. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, the price is good. Like, I feel like that's probably fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's not outside of reasonableness, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, great card, rare card. Good luck finding another one. We've seen 2. How many did you and I see in the last 15 years prior to the 2026?
2.
Yeah. So, I mean, there you have it. Let's see. PSA 4 Alifa for 20. Here's a BGS 8 Aquarela Blue for 20. Like, I like the look of this one better than the.
I mean, 6. The borders look better. I didn't examine this. You never really know.
Same.
Right?
I agree. Yeah. Just from the curb looking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically what we're doing here. Because
here's a BGS 8 Black for 18. This one does look a little more
like
dingy.
Yeah, and it looks a little slightly off center. Look at this. This has got to be a record for a Rafa Marquez card.
Well, I would say so, yeah.
Right? I mean, by like a huge factor. I mean, I know it's a 101 and it's Prism, so it's got like everything you want, Mexico jersey, everything. But like when I saw this, I'm like, hey, you know what? That'd be fun. I'd love to, I'll probably put in a couple $1,000. I don't have any one of ones really. I know of. And I'm like, this would be a fun one to get.
Yeah, not quite, huh?
A factor of 9 off.
I guess we're out of touch.
Yeah, definitely not my. I did bid a lot.
PSA 10 Ted Lasso.
Yeah, do you know this card? I didn't know. I saw that, but I'm like, I didn't know this at all.
No, I honestly didn't know, but I can't imagine that there's not a fair amount of them out there. They just haven't been graded.
But it's a real Topps issue. I'm like, from how? Like,
it's probably like an insert in one of their just regular sets.
I was completely unaware of that. I saw that result and was like, holy cow, Pop 3. Was it really this rare?
Yeah. I'd have to do some research on that. I didn't know that card was a thing.
Yeah, me neither. It's a fun one though. Imagine if it's like a, one of those super rare inserts.
Yeah, it could be. There's no number on the back or anything. It just has NBC. So maybe this is just like a giveaway for some particular event or something.
Yeah. Look at that stop here. That box, the Calciatore, that's where Maradona's, first Panini sticker is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big price for a box. Very cool though.
Yeah. I mean, what is that?
I didn't get it, but I bid on it for a bit.
What is that? $100 a They're 150 packs.
Yeah, not bad.
Messi 2014 Prism Auto for 15K. I mean, relative to the other ones, it feels like this has some runway. You know what I mean? This is a 10-10.
Such important set, you know. Look, I mean, some of those blacks did crazy prices, though. Those black 101s.
Yeah.
From the prison set.
Like these.
Yeah. I mean, not that that's not it's a very important card, right? It's just there were so many blacks in this. Like that look, there's a Black Prism Australia. 12 grand.
Yeah, people are looking to acquire these 101s of that set, I guess.
It looks like it. That's what it felt like. And there was a lot of them. Yeah, so.
All right, we're just hitting the 4 digits pretty soon.
Yeah, we can bag all the cheap stuff at less than 10 grand, you know.
Yeah, it's like right. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see why you pay that.
it's just to me like all of these. I mean, somebody has to come out of pocket to pay it. Here's one of those a crazy. Do you see this? That record right there, that Pele record.
Yeah, this
a PSA 5
like for 8 grand.
I'd way rather be the seller there.
I would agree. All right. I mean, I'm going to scroll now. I'm just going to stop at vintage because we'll be here forever because there's so many pages. I mean, we're not going to go through all of them, but
there's another.
And here's record. A full one, a PSA 9 for less.
I know it has no red border left on that thing, but I'd still take that one.
I mean, at least you could see red, you know?
Yeah.
A Fock ring, a PSA 5 for 8,200.
Also feels strong relative to where they've been.
I agree. San Giorgio PSA 8 for 8 grand.
Pretty big price, pretty big grade.
Here's a Zico 71 PSA 4 for 7,400. Kind of. Oh, it's a miscut. Yeah. It needs to be. But
almost all of these are PSA 1s. So
yeah.
On a relative basis, that's a nice one. Cool ticket there.
1930 World Cup, first World Cup Golden Boot winner, goal scored by Guillermo Stabile. Pretty cool.
Those are hard to find authenticated.
Here's a full sheet of the Aquarellas before they are torn apart, or to put into the album or to grade. So that kind of there's probably not a ton of these out there anymore.
No.
All right, we'll probably stop after this page, unless you feel there's something that we should look at specifically.
Nothing else really rings my bell. Of course, just tremendous amount of modern and the market's ability to absorb.
A PSA 4 Titulares Pele for 5.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. A nice Henri for 4,500. And that's an 8. No, it just feels like a good deal. Those stickers are tough.
Mm-hmm. He's done a good job on the Fox broadcast.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
PSA 6 Einerle Pele for 4,200. Here's Pele's debut, 1958 versus versus USSR for 4,000. Here's a PSA 982 Maradona for 4,000. This actually feels like a deal at this point, doesn't it? Mbappe PSA 10 for 4K.
Yeah, I think these bottomed out at like a little less than 2 grand if I had to remind myself. But yeah, I mean, back in the day in the boom, they were like 15 grand, I think.
Here's a signed Stanley Matthews rookie.
That's a big number, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because he's signed a fair amount. So they're out there. I've seen a decent amount of Stanley Matthews autographs for sale recently.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to move to the weeklies. There's a couple things just to pull up. Just wanted to show this PSA 8 Maradona for 6,000. And just want to share these UK PSA 4 Ronaldo sticker rookie for 1,800. That feels like a decent buy to me. I don't know.
Yeah. I haven't been tracking those recently, but let me see where those have been, because I also feel like, man, in a PSA holder, it does not feel terrible.
Yeah.
A 4, I guess you could have. Was it a 4?
It's a 4, yeah.
Yeah, you could have gotten a 4 for 2,000 last October, so 1,800 right now.
Okay.
That feels good, right? Now, of course, you go back a year and a half, you could have gotten it for 1,200, but on a relative basis to where everything else has been going,
it just hasn't moved along with it. So
yeah. Now at the bottom, trough 7,800.
Wow. That was when everything was hitting the fan with that particular sticker.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Fanatics and their premiere auction. Lots of them in this one. So, and lots of money being spent. So it starts with this Yamal, and then we move up. So let's see if here's another gold Ronaldo out of 7. This one's a PSA 6 for 56,000. So what's that? Like $13,000 less for just one lower grade. I understand there's the different cards and all that, but
yeah, but this was the same one, wasn't it?
I don't recall already.
Yeah. There's something cool about a PSA 7 CR7 number to 7, right? So
yeah, totally. Probably a premium being brought there a bit. Here's a NBA graded PSA 9 Messi for 87, so about a 12,000
increase
premium.
Yeah,
to have the NBA, I guess.
That's a valuable sticker.
There you go. Let's see here. Van Basten, 101, 13,000. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Here's another PSA 6. This one's blue though, 17,000 versus 96,000.
Yeah, crazy. And look at that 168,000 on that gold Ronaldo Kaboom. 180,000 in the Mbappe gold. Wow.
Here's the SGC 6.
This one was mine at some point.
Yeah, it sure was. For 20K, that feels like a good buy.
Yeah. Not much vintage here again, right?
Lots of kabooms, lots of gold.
Lots of
the same players.
Messi, Yamal, and Cristiano. Sucking all the air out of the room.
Neymar gold. That's a cool color match.
Yeah, occasionally a appearance from another player, but mostly, I mean, look at this. Everyone's there's a couple Hollands, okay. Yeah, but those are cheapos.
Yeah, cheapos.
There's Kobe. A Kobe. I thought I saw one other Kobe like for a crazy amount, like 400 grand or something.
Oh yeah, I don't remember where that was. Maybe we'll cross paths with it.
And that one's 30. Just keep that one in mind.
Yep. PSA 2 for 11,000.
So this is interesting. The 9.5 Messi Bis here sells for more than a PSA 9, and that hadn't been the dynamic.
And it was an NBA.
Yeah. So Beckett recovery question mark to a certain extent on some premium cards. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to think. We'll have to pay attention the next few months and see what happens.
But what I would say is it had been consistently below the number.
Yeah, and reasonably by a reasonable amount. So, yeah, definitely something to keep our eye on, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to the weekly now. Let's see here. Okay, here's from Holt. Ted Lasso card was made by NBC and Topps to promote their Premier League coverage. Four card packs in U.S. pubs. God, I actually remember the advertisements. Oh, there you go. You're getting props for the.
It's only the good stuff here, man.
It's red, white, and blue.
I got my American flag. You know, I may be wearing a Spain jersey, but you know.
Seems like no one kept the random Ted Lasso card, so it only has a PSA pop of 11. Because the show wasn't released for 6 years after they were distributed.
Oh my God, how funny.
I should probably look in my boxes, my random soccer boxes then. That's kind of cool.
That is fun.
All right.
I don't know if it's $14,000 fun, but it's fun.
Right. All right. So here's weeklies. We're starting with the 230 auction. So one of those ones that ends in the 0. So let's see if we can come across. We got a Van Basten. Is that the 83?
It's really 82, 83 now.
Yeah. For 6,600. This El Alicantino, Di Stefano. Don't see too many of those. Don't see too many of those getting that grade. 6,300.
Yeah, I think this had sold a couple times.
Yeah,
maybe not this one, but in
very diamond cut.
Yeah, this one didn't have a great cut for the grade, but it's Alicantino, right?
Yep, Alicantino.
So yeah, it sold this one, what, 6,300? That's the right one. Another 4.5 had sold in September 2024 for 4.5. Is it the same?
This is the same one. Yeah,
same
because
one,
it says Pop 101.
Yeah, so 1,900. So pretty good flip on that.
Oh yeah,
almost a 4x.
Not too shabby. Here's a PSA 3 Palarex for 4,500. PSA 3 Vecchi Garincha for 3,300.
The color is a little weak on that one.
Yeah, that one definitely looks like it was soaked for a while. SGC 3 Force a Goal Baggio.
Yeah, that seems super cheap. I mean, you're gonna see there's a Maldini that sells last week or 2 weeks after that for like double that price.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, I wonder was there a grade difference?
I don't know. 1985
Here's a Bloomer Ogden's rookie-ish for 1350. PSA 1.5 Titularis Pele for 1230.
Yeah, it was a PSA, so it wasn't SGC, and it's a 2.5, and it sold for 5,600.
Okay. Wow. All right. Here's 231. We have the PSA 4 Maradona disc for 10 grand.
It wasn't a good looking Florida from what I recalled. It was
it's definitely, there's some definite faults on it.
Issues, yeah.
Which
I guess a 4 you expect some issues, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's crazy the difference you can see between different, the 4s. Just
totally.
Some of them have like major issues, and other of them are like, really, this is all I got. So.
And like I didn't spend a lot of time looking at those Ronaldo and Messi rookies that when you logged onto the page, but to see a 3 here for 8,400, and then I think upstairs there was some like
it was a previous
8,
one,
like maybe it was a BGS 8 or something, and it was selling for, or I don't know, maybe it was a PSA. I can't remember, but it was like 10,000 or something. Like it didn't seem that far off from where a PSA 3 is. That surprised me. This PSA.
Yeah, this feels like that's a really strong price for that. PSA 2 86 Titulares Pele for 8K.
Yep.
PSA 6 Zidane rookie, 6,600.
Cool Sarcinho.
Yeah. PSA 4.
I mean,
that's a strong price.
It is a strong price, but such a rare sticker. I mean, I don't know how many people are collecting him, but very rare sticker. It's a big number. It's got to be a record, no, for him.
Yeah, I wonder. It says that there's 2 graded higher, so I'm curious as to like what would those bring.
Let me see if I can find.
Here's your Maldini you were talking about.
56. Yeah, so that one was 5,600, and the previous ones. Oh shoot! I just.
Here's a PSA 6.
Okay, there was a 3 that sold for a little less than $2,000 in 2024.
You're talking about the Maldini?
No, I'm talking about the Zarginho.
Okay.
And then a PSA 4 a couple years later, selling for 56. It's probably okay. It's the biggest price I can find for him right now.
Yeah.
Ever.
Are you able to see the pop of those at the moment?
Yeah, I can. It's a it's a total pop 4. There's 1 6, 1 5, 1 4, and 1 3.
Okay. I was curious what the higher ones were.
And then the Maldini had sold, the PSA 5 sold for like 9,000. But it's selling in aggregate grades right now. The Maldini has overtaken the Baggio, at least from these 2 last sales.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Love that.
Zizinho for 2,200. Crying Pele for 1,800. I mean, I'm sure there's stains on the back of it, but to get one of those at that price, who would have thunk it a few years ago, you know?
I know. Great card.
There was, I don't know if you heard it when they were talking about in the game yesterday where they
1950.
Yeah.
I had totally heard it. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'm glad they're talking about
Joe Gaetans and his goal. And then they were talking about, and another one they were talking about, or no, who scored all the goals in 30? For the U.S.
Patuinde from Fall River. Bert.
Yeah, and there was another. I mean, I'm like, man, I'm loving this. So they're actually talking about these guys.
He had the hat trick. Had the hat trick.
Yeah,
the first World Cup hat trick, and they were just talking about that with respect to Balogun and
yeah. All right, let's go to 232.
This was crazy.
So I want your thoughts on this, and I want it's okay. So it's a great looking sticker. It's a headshot, which a lot of collectors really like. It's clean. There's a lot of them that have stamps that go through the paper and they bleed. That's not apparent here. So this thing has a lot going for it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it has a lot going for it, but not 60,000 going for it in my mind. So in my mind, it's not a rookie.
Yeah.
It's a set from the cigarette company of a whole bunch of his, like a promotional
set.
They're
all of his, yeah. So it's like those sets, the 64 set of Pele. It's like those 70, late 70s sets of all Maradona.
Yeah. It's a set of his whole stuff.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make it feel as good as other sets.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's monochrome. For the same company, they have a 34 that I'd way rather have that Scott has.
Yeah.
And it's just not a team, issue back to that same point before. Like there's not other stickers of other players.
Yeah, it's all about him. There's
So ultimately it's a, attractive, cool card that I like, but for these dollars, I'd rather put it into a bunch of other cards that I would like more.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it feels like, that. I mean, he's going on a run, right? You're seeing, because of this, other ones of his are getting snapped up that were at buy it nows and things like that.
And they should be.
Yeah, totally.
He's an amazing player.
100%. At the end of the day, this might be considered like a top 3 most attractive card/sticker of his for collectors. But yeah, it's, since there's 34s out there and this is a 38, there's a few issues in between there that fill some, like there's those. Is it a check issue, or what is the issue with all the photo? All the team action shots from like one of
I mean, those also aren't super.
Il Stacagne, I think is what it is. Yeah.
I mean,
but I mean, there's things filling in those date gaps, is my point. So there's like, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But I think this is one that if you did buy it, you probably need to hold it for a while. It doesn't feel like a flip, at least, So
I don't think so. I mean, and again, I don't like talking down, especially elite. This is an elite pre-war soccer card, and I don't want to downplay what this indicates: strength, multiple buyers, interest, recognition of a player that deserves recognition. So I think there's so many positives about it. So I definitely don't want to seem as negative. I just look at on a relative basis. There are Graham in the 34. Oh no, in the 38, you're right. There is a De Gea. Actually, I think I sent you a De Gea. Is that the 38 or is that the 34? I'm losing track on that one.
Maybe we haven't flipped.
I don't know, but the 34 definitely has other players for sure. Okay. Yeah, so maybe the 38 does have. I definitely had. Maybe that is De Gea in the 38, because in 34 he is playing in Argentina, and he's got Boca cards in 34. So anyway, super important player. People should know who he is pre-war, which is awesome. I love to see that. I also love to see 2 of the most expensive pre-war cards in soccer are Brazilian, the 2 most expensive so far, or I guess the Mesa Lorati one sold for 70, right? Yeah, there's the Dominguez.
So it says 60. There's 60 at least numbered cards, and there's a lot of Leonidas in it. So
yeah, I thought it was mostly him, but yes, there's a couple other players.
Yep.
So, I mean, in general, it's awesome set, awesome player, awesome for the market. I would probably take 3 Mesa Loratis. Well, I guess maybe now it's 2 for this one myself. But no qualms against someone, going deep for this one.
Yeah, I mean, because what are the odds of you being able to come up with, if this is something that you are really shooting for, got to grab it, right?
Yep.
So, all right, let's move on to.
And I think, though, that a fringe part of this may be that people take more interest in some of the other cards that he has, and it kind of lifts those. And then when he's lifting those, other Brazilian greats, Zizinho, like I look at the Zizinho there, you could have picked that one up for 2,000. You could have picked up Jorginho for 6,000. Also super crazy low pops. I think you could have put together a basket of cards for 60,000 of Brazilian greats, super low pops, amazing for 60 grand, that I'd probably rather do than that Leonidas.
All right. Let's see if anything catches our eyes.
Wasn't there a Mesa at the top of that?
Yeah, there's the that like acetate one.
Yeah, it's a cool card. It's very different from a lot of the others. 3,600.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a cool issue for sure.
yeah. We had
Here's a Van Basten for $2,000. It's an early-ish Eusebio.
I like that one. 1,500.
The same Pele, the cardboard back for 1,200.
Yeah, which is rarer.
All right, and then let's go to the buy it now, or the fixed price, I guess is what they call it, from Fanatics. All right. Again, lots more sales than there were 5-6 months ago. Here's a PSA 1 Pyrex for 1,300.
Yeah, which feels good, right? You see all these, and look at the players. Cubillas, you've got
Del Bosque.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of the mixing it up. Zidane, low value, some intermediate value, some high value. Look at that Titulares. Yeah, I just feel like
here's that Erico that we were kind of talking about
in the Discord. I love that one. That one's a great. I mean, honestly, I think it's a great buy too because I think it's such a rare card. A Vav 2000. This Labruna for 4,400. Nice card. Love that one. All these cards. Just the amount of activity now they're getting on the buy it now section is pretty cool, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's things from a PSA 4 Pele, Alifa to just a random 97 Ronaldo sticker.
Yeah, I mean, and the one that went in auction was $20,000. That's $24,000.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's everything like the lowish dollar stuff from Upper Deck to
look at that PSA 2 Pyrex, $5,000.
Yeah, that one looks really good actually.
Looks super clean.
Here's an Americana.
Authentic altered still. I mean, 800. There aren't many of those.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot more. Here's an Orsi Dolar, kind of tattered, 1,500.
Still an Orsi dollar.
Totally. I mean, that's a positive thing though, that there's a floor for even, desired cards, but in low condition. Yeah, this is it's pretty cool just to see the random things being, authentic Zidane for 1,000.
I know. I wonder what the back was like, but
it's probably.
I wonder if it was removed.
Page. It's the whole page was cut out. PSA 10 Greaves rookie, $600. Here's another Leonidas, 42 for 2,000. PSA 2 Alifa for 12,000. Blue name Valida back PSA 6 Eusebio 2,700. Force a goal Zico, $150.
Yeah, I just like this activity. That the reality is part of the market is the pricing, and the other part is just volume, and getting just sales and all these different categories from vintage to pre-modern to modern. I think just in general, it's just great. There's a 7 for how much did the
7,500?
Yeah, the 6 we were just talking about went for 6,000. So it sounds like a good deal.
Yeah,
and I rarely kind of go through the buy it now sections, but it seems like people are being reasonable about market prices. Yeah, some things are high, some things are low, but in general, it feels pretty similar to auctions. No?
Yep, it does. All right, here's a few eBay things that I just happen to have saved. Here's that medium-sized Pinace middle bow. That went for 1,500. Here's a Crying Pele for 1,700. PSA 7 Vanderhoot for 720. Eduardo P. Zamora for 400. I mean, 1,600 for a blue PSA Authentic Pele. I mean, that shows that there's a base there.
Yeah, pretty strong one.
Yep. Here's a Taddy Needham for 700. PSA 2 TTT Beckenbauer for 400. Eduardo P. Alcantara 636. Gazetta PSA 3 Pele for 1,100. Even like a PSA 9 2006 2007 Messi going for $300. Here's a PSA 9 Este Messi for just over 10. I mean, this feels like even a PSA 5 Mundachromo for 1,300. That almost feels like boom prices. Like it's.
Yeah, I think on all these mid to lower grades, they seem to be doing like remarkably stronger than the high grades. And I don't know if it's because people are coming into the market and
like it's what they can buy or afford or whatever, so they're
willing
to go a little bit more.
So many more people are coming into the market that's creating. Look at, I only have $1,000. Only is a relative term. Right. I only have $1,000 to spend, so I'm gonna buy whatever the best card that I can get for Messi. Right? That would explain it, but it's just like, man, on a relative value perspective, like we were looking at that Ronaldo, a PSA 3, we're selling for like 8,000, and then I don't know if it was BGS 8 or 8.5 selling for like 12. Like pretty sure that that BGS one is not lower than a PSA 6, right? So I don't know. It's just it is weird to me, the strength in the lower grades.
Yeah, that's what I've been marking just a bunch of stuff just to kind of see what happens, and then like certain ones just kind of surprised me when I saw the prices. But you know, it's hard to say because we are in that World Cup moment where people are gonna pay up on things that are maybe just a little bit less educated about the items, and they're just like, oh, it's in front of mind, I'm gonna buy something so that I don't have to think about it later, and that very well could be it. A nice 64 George Best sale also yesterday. I missed that. I'm sorry. Do you mind sharing what the information was in the chat? I already X'd out of the tabs I was using. So, and where was it? Was it in the fixed price? Okay, and then here's the last thing. This is Heritage for June. I didn't even really scroll through this to see what was if there was anything of note. I'm not even signed in to see what the prices are. Damn it. Well, I'll do it if we see something we care about. Yeah, a lot of like mid-grade stuff, it looks like. Yeah, nothing too much here. So,
which is kind of what you'd expect, right? Right now.
Yeah.
They don't have a tremendous amount going on.
All right, here was it was on eBay. Saw it on the sold filter. Oh, okay. It was a PSA 6.5.
PSA 6.5 sold for how much? I didn't see that. Where was it? I mean, there's so much going on right now. It's hard to keep track of everything.
Well, PSA 6.5 best I can probably find pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's true. And that should be a big number. I'm going to guess 7,500.
Let's find out together. It went for 5,200.
Okay, well, I think that's pretty cheap for 6.5, almost a 7.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Things are still moving along, right? Prices are strong for the same usual suspects. A few things in there that kind of jumped up. Like the Leonidas and things that are going to be hard to find, and if you want it, and you got to grab it. Like, I think that's where we're at this moment, and things haven't quite caught up to the really available stuff if you're not one of the really, really top, like, desired players yet. It still feels like it's very top heavy or very, very rare heavy. But I mean, that makes sense. And we'll see where this takes us. We have SoCo, we have the National coming up at the end of the month. So the next time you and I will be doing this, we'll have that to report on. If you make it. And I'm excited to see some of the premium members and non-premium members also. And I'm excited to see how the SoCo goes at the new venue. So a lot of things to look forward to. And plus we still have 3 weeks of soccer to enjoy. So
yeah, it's going to be awesome. The soccer to enjoy for sure. The market, my advice, and I also need to always just, tell myself my own advice. So this is not to anyone in particular. Just, when the emotion's going, dial it back, think about what you really want to do. It's easy to get excited about a player, a team, a moment when you're in the moment. And if you're into the World Cup, like a lot of people are, don't lose the fundamentals. Don't just buy stuff to buy stuff. Look at the pops, look at the trajectory, feel good about your entry spot. For a couple of the shining stars, in this World Cup scene, all the stars are shining. It's crazy. Like, usually you have a bunch of like kind of random people, but you've got who's at the top of the table, the best players, which doesn't always happen, right? Messi, Haaland, Mbappe. So, it's really easy to get excited. Just take a lesson from the history books and look at kind of where Mbappe was, where Haaland was. I know the market also corrected, but then they went significantly down while they played very well. So, just be, a little careful, and just not everything is equal. So do your research, your pop reports, if you're buying into the modern stuff. And then it's great to hear a lot of the history out there that they're mentioning on the games, and hopefully it gets other people interested, and hopefully we can get more people in the vintage Discord. And I think that there's really a bit of momentum, I think, behind soccer right now. So hopefully some of that will filter down like it typically does to the vintage market. But for now, let's just watch the games and have fun, because it's super fun, and it only comes around once every 4 years.
Yeah. And I have a group of buddies that, we're all in the chat that we've been in for the last, 20 years or whatever. And there's like 2 of us that even give a shit about soccer, and everybody's talking about soccer right now. Like, all the guys everybody's watching, everybody's excited. They're like, I've not watched this much soccer in my life. Like, it's just, people are asking me about cards, well, is Mbappe better than Haaland, or who's better? You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. And none of those guys are into cards. None of those guys are into soccer, and they're all asking these questions. So it very much shows that, at least in the United States, the marketing's working, and the games have been great. So, and that's what they've said, that they've really enjoyed watching it. So, like, if you can get 50-year-old guys that have always been that American, like, piss off soccer, kind of thing, and now they're enjoying it. What's that doing for a 12-year-old kid that likes kicking a soccer ball already? Like, it's just so awesome. Like, just think about back when you and I were that age, and what opportunity we even had to watch the game, let alone
couldn't even watch it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
I've told the story before of in 1986, which is the first World Cup I'd say I was really into, and I'm 15. and we literally had to have people in Tijuana. I was in Southern California, tape the game in Spanish. We'd have to drive down there, get the VHS to come back to watch the game in the US on a VH in Spanish that nobody understood. Right.
That's
and that was probably like, that was probably like the knockout rank, games and the quarterfinals. Like it wasn't even on TV. I'm not even sure the final was on TV in the US. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing it. But
I don't recall it either. I mean, I would have been 11. So
yeah, I just remember the freaking VHS and then going and everybody excited and put it down on this tiny little TV. We're all huddled around, and just the accessibility, the excitement. Like my mom's into it.
Yeah,
and so as I mentioned earlier, my daughter. So I think all of this positivity around it should only help, because you only need a small percentage of those people to get into collecting.
Because then that's all that will even take this forward. Yeah, there's 95% of these people will forget about it right after the event ends, and that's okay. But each time that we have this, and it keeps taking a step up, and this one being in the U.S., maybe we retain a few more, right? Like at least for the Americans. And that being said, appreciate you guys. Happy 4th to the Americans watching, and we'll be talking with you, and go CONCACAF, man.
3 teams, final 16.
All right, see you guys.